What is going on, you guys? It is Rhammondgames here, and welcome to the channel for something brand new. I know that you guys kind of maybe expected this after me talking about it during the previous live stream throughout the week, the Zombies live stream throughout the week, I guess that is. But today we're starting something brand new. We're starting something called the RHG, my bad, the RHG podcast. So hopefully we can find a better name for it over time. But this is just a podcast that I'm going to be doing. I announced it on Friday in the Day in the Life video. So yeah, but today we're going to be starting the podcast. I'm super excited about it. I hope that you guys are as well. Most of these episodes, as I said before, are going to be anywhere between 45 minutes to about an hour, somewhere in there. But I'm excited to get into this. We've got some good topics that we're going to be talking about today. We're going to be talking about my YouTube background and how I actually got started into YouTube, since you guys really don't know the full story of my whole YouTube background, because I've almost been on YouTube for 10 years now, which is even crazy to even be saying, but I am going to go through that with you guys. We're obviously going to be talking about GFuel, and then the final topic that we're going to be talking about, and it's been making major news lately, and no, I'm not talking about Tfue and FaZe and stuff like that. I'm talking about Call of Duty in 2020, so it's going to be a very interesting podcast. I'm glad to have you guys along for the ride, and let's go ahead and get into this podcast. Alrighty, so let's talk about my YouTube background a little bit, because it is a extremely long story that I'm going to try to sum up in like 20 minutes or so, which is not going to be the easiest thing to do. So I basically started YouTube back in 2009 in August. So August of this year will be my 10-year anniversary of just being on YouTube in general. And honestly, I have had so many different YouTube accounts that I could care less to know how many I've really had, like numbers wise. But there's a few over the years that have really stuck out to me, and those are the ones that I really want to talk about in this podcast. My first one was just a very simple account where I just basically uploaded kind of whatever I want on it. It only grew to like 13 subscribers, and it had 18 videos. But back then, the big thing that I really liked to do was roller coasters. And even, I guess, technically today's channel has even taken some from that channel, because the big thing that I did on that channel, like I said, was roller coasters. But I played a roller coaster game called Roller Coaster Tycoon 3, and I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard of it. It was a very popular game back when it was out, and I don't know, maybe people still make videos about it today. I know that they've came out with a Switch version of the game and stuff like that. They've came out with a mobile version of the game. So obviously they're still doing great. They're still doing a lot of good things with that game and stuff, and I'm happy for them because that I can almost attribute my entire YouTube time just to that one game. So basically what I would do is I would make these like amateur roller coasters and stuff like that, film it and put it up on YouTube. And that was the whole beginning for me on YouTube. And it's crazy to even think about that. Like a roller coaster game of just building roller coasters is what got me started into doing this YouTube channel, or this whole YouTube thing in the first place. Then I kind of branched off and made another separate account for multiple reasons. I made one called Coaster Maniac USA. I will link some of these down in the description below for you guys to go check out if you guys would like to go check some of these out. But the first actual legit account that I wanted to try to work really hard with was my Coaster Maniac USA account. And that one was basically the same thing as my first YouTube account, but I wanted to literally just be roller coasters, theme park stuff, and stuff like that. And that's exactly what it was. I built a lot of roller coasters on it, but the main thing that really took over that show, or that whole channel, rather, was basically me visiting our local theme park in my that's close by, and that was Kings Island, and we visited that all the time. I actually started kind of like a podcast series on there called the Kings Island Show and stuff like that, where I updated people on what's going on and whatnot with Kings Island, and I don't know, it was just amazing stuff. And honestly, that was my first account that I experienced some kind of success with. Back then, my success would be like, okay, I'm going to hit 100, and I was going to be happy with it, and I wouldn't even care if I grew past that. I mean, the dream was just to hit 100, and just the fact that people would watch my videos and actually enjoy what I do and stuff like that, like how you guys do today. But it was on a lesser scale, because the fight to get to 100 was so hard, but eventually we got there and whatnot. And honestly, what really was the turning factor for me to do Kings Island videos instead of focus on the Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 side of things was I uploaded a video of me and my friend visiting Kings Island on opening day. And literally the video was just us up on the Eiffel Tower showing the entire park, showing how busy it was and stuff like that. And that was literally the video. That was it. But the video, it was my first ever video that broke over 1,000 views. And I remember, thinking back then, like, oh my gosh, like, what in the world? Like, I just had a video that broke over 1,000 views, me that only has like 50 subscribers at the time or whatever. So it was a big monumental moment for me, and I was super excited to just continue doing stuff like that. I think overall, like, of all my YouTube channels, my most viewed video is actually on that channel because, funny story actually, in a way, it's, before I even tell you the story, it's really weird now that I'm going back and talking about the stories and stuff from my old account. It's really weird that there's like little key things that I've done throughout my whole YouTube time that's tied into what I really enjoy doing today. Like, for example, my most viewed video on YouTube was a vlog style video. I guess it was like legit like a vlog, of me and my friend walking through Dinosaurs Alive at Kings Island. And sadly, the whole Dinosaurs Alive thing was a complete fail, and they removed it from the park and stuff like that. But what we did is literally just walk around the park, and that was back before I knew how to make thumbnails and stuff like that. So I just used like the automated thumbnails from YouTube, where it's like the whatever three you pick, that's your thumbnail or whatever. And I picked the one that looked like a dinosaur head, and for some reason that whole video got like over 140,000 views or something like that. And to this day, it's still my most viewed video on YouTube. But if you guys want to go check it out, I thought it was kind of funny looking back on it today, because it's like, okay, this video is terrible. Why did it get so many views? And it's literally just because of the thumbnail. So I guess that's another, reason to make good thumbnails, because it'll get you some good views, I guess. But overall, it's really weird to look back on some of these things, because even before that, I did vlog style videos of us walking around Kings Island. Never showed our face, because back then we were all very concerned about having our face out on YouTube and stuff like that. And like, I honestly don't remember the whole story why we didn't do it, but we didn't. And it was just a vlog style video of the camera facing opposite towards us, and we literally just walked around the park and we're talking and stuff like that, updating on how our day was going at Kings Island and stuff like that, what rides we were riding and stuff. But I don't know, it's just something interesting to talk about, and you guys can go check out that channel. Honestly, I can attribute almost anything that I do today to just those two channels alone, because that had gaming and vlogging in it. And you guys will find out as I keep talking about these channels later on in my YouTube time, those two things became very prominent that I wanted to do, that I wanted to really get into. But yeah, so then moving on from there, I decided, I didn't really decide. I started watching a YouTuber by the name of Ty Moss, and Ty's Eye Help and stuff like that. If any of you guys have ever heard of him on the tech side of things or on the vlogging side of things, that's honestly a huge inspiration to me, because that got me started into another YouTube account. Keep in mind, I had a couple more before this one, but this is the third one that I'm telling you guys about. And this one was literally just for tech stuff. It was called the R Hammond 65. You guys are getting that theme now. That's where the whole R Hammond thing started, and it just stuck with it. So my the R Hammond 65 account originally was not going to be tech related or anything like that. I made that to branch off of the coaster videos, because the coaster videos were obviously Coaster Maniac USA, and I couldn't upload really anything else on there. At least I felt like I couldn't. And that was back in time, like when YouTube, like, okay, focus on one thing. Don't focus on or don't upload a lot of stuff onto one channel, because you don't want to do that, and it's really bad. Whereas today, I feel like you can get away with it more. Like, look at our channel. We're doing gaming. We're doing GFuel. We're doing vlog style videos. We're doing a podcast now. It's different in today's world than it used to be on YouTube. But I started a different YouTube channel just for that. And what I originally did on there was like my OG original gaming videos and stuff like that, where I would actually set up a tripod in front of the TV and be like, all right, here we go. This is the gaming video. Very cringy stuff, but it is what it is. And that's kind of like where the whole gaming idea started. But I guess, that's where the whole gaming idea started. But as time went on there, I uploaded a couple funny videos here and there, or just videos that I wanted to do that weren't roller coaster related, that weren't Kings Island related. But over time, I started falling in love with the side of technology things. Like, getting a new iPhone and unboxing it, new iPad unboxing it, or like any kind of tech and unboxing it. I believe that this was around like the 2012 time period. But honestly, the one person that really got me into doing tech videos was Ty's iHelp. And honestly, amazing YouTuber. Sadly, he doesn't upload as much as he did back then. I mean, he went through a lot of stuff a couple years ago, and he doesn't really upload as much as he did. But still, awesome YouTuber, awesome tech YouTuber. Knew what he was talking about with stuff. And then obviously I branched off of other YouTubers after that. But he was really the first tech YouTuber that I watched, and honestly, that started me with doing tech videos. And I thought that, okay, this is gonna be it. This is where I'm gonna break through, because think about it. I'm doing gaming videos, and gaming was a very saturated thing on YouTube. And it still kind of is today in a way, but I feel like that I've learned kind of the secret that I needed to do that I never learned before, which we'll get into here in just a little bit. But honestly, looking back on it today, like I was like, all right, here we go, technology. That's going to be my breakthrough, because I'm going to do tech reviews and people are going to love them and it's going to be freaking awesome, right? Like nobody's going to not want to subscribe to this because I'm being honest about my reviews and stuff like that, but it's whatever. And that channel actually did break over 100 subscribers and stuff like that, but it wasn't, I don't know, like it's still up today and I could upload to it if I wanted to. I think the last time I uploaded to it was like a back to school video, 2017 or something. So it's been a couple years since I've revisited that account, and I don't know, I might not upload it on it ever again, because I like the growth that we get on this channel right here. So then it led me from, okay, do I want to upload technology and gaming on the same account, or do I want to make my own gaming account and really crack down hard on gaming? Because I went through a lot of phases. I went through a ton of phases throughout my YouTube journey, just to get to this point that I'm at today of like, okay, I have this account. I love the way that things are going. I'm keeping it. I'm sticking to it and stuff like that. So what I did was I started a gaming channel. And it was known as Rhammondgames, the channel that we do have today and stuff like that, that you guys come and watch videos on every day. And obviously back then it was not as successful. I started out with, I believe, Black Ops 3 Zombies. I don't know 100% sure. Maybe it was Black Ops 1. But I started making videos over zombies, and that's when I found the Smith Plays, Mr. T Lexify, pretty much the whole Z House crew, honestly, if I'm being real. But back then, man, that was my stuff. That was my channel here, like 100% zombies, and that's all I'm gonna do. Like that's the only game I want to upload. I think I've uploaded one other one since that whole start, and that was like a NASCAR gameplay or something like that. Well, maybe that was I don't even know what account that was on. I've had so many accounts now and uploaded so many videos. But yeah, and that's how all that got started, and I was like all in on the gaming. And then I found Ty Moss's vlogs, which is Ty's iHelp's vlog channel, and I wanted to start vlogging and stuff like that, doing daily vlogs just like that. It's just, honestly, it's a whole mess. It's literally a whole mess, because then I started a new vlog channel and was trying to upload on there versus the old one because I didn't like how the other one, long story short, we finally got to where we're at today with this channel. And last year, I decided to change a little bit with this channel because I was like, I'm not getting the growth that I wanted to. And not going to lie, I did fall into a little bit of a YouTuber depression. And I was like, okay, I'm done making videos. Like, I'm putting so much time into these videos. Nobody's really watching them. The growth that I want from my channel is not really happening, because let's keep in mind that last summer I did a 25 week series of just doing all the zombie maps, of going from Nocturne, Toten to Revelations. And honestly, I thought that was going to get me some growth on the channel. It didn't, sadly. That's, I don't know, it was kind of upsetting. But also during the summer, I found somebody named Electric Shock. And we all know who Electric Shock is here on this channel. And that's what basically got me all kickstarted into GFuel stuff. Well, I mean, Smith Plays did as well, because he was like the first time that I ever heard about GFuel. Then I found Electric Shock. I found a couple other people that did YouTube videos over GFuel. And at that point, I was just like, all right, that's what I want to do. I want to make GFuel videos and just see what happens. And it was going good. Couple flavor reviews, just going over a couple things. And then it grew to what it is today with flavor reviews, top fives, and stuff like that. I think I can attribute my growing to the top 5 videos, honestly, because they're probably my most viewed videos, maybe even the new flavor launches and stuff like that. But to be honest with you, I would have never expected to be where I'm at today with the whole YouTube journey that I've gone through. And that was just like a very like summed up version of it. I could have went into more greater detail about my YouTube journey, but I didn't want to bore you guys with it all. But yeah, it's in my head, it's really hard to wrap the thought that, okay, just last year or just in January, I had 91 subscribers. And now I'm sitting here at the time of filming this right around 750, which is 75% to my 1,000 goal at the end of the year. And it's amazing that I have such an awesome audience. Like, this is like a real audience now. Like, it's not, okay, here's subscribers, but they don't watch. Like, you guys are there for the live streams. You guys are there for the GFuel videos. You guys are there for the gaming videos. You guys are there for the long haul. And I couldn't ask for a better audience, especially with you guys being okay with me over the summer experimenting with things and branching out, like a podcast or vlogging and stuff like that. Like, that's what I like about my channel. And you guys are probably the best audience that any YouTuber could ever ask for, honestly. I'm not just saying that. It's amazing how far we've all came together, and I can't thank all of you guys enough for getting me to the point that I'm at today. So what I'm going to do really quick, and I'll probably save an entire podcast session just for this topic. I'm going to give you guys a tiny bit of tips if you guys are a YouTuber trying to grow your channel and stuff like that. I will make a whole podcast probably about this here very soon, about tips that I have. But one thing that I want you to keep in mind is, number one, you need to upload content that you're very interested in. And number two, if it's not working, like, you can stick with it if you want to, but also try to find the trends. You know what I mean? Try to find the trends, because I think I hit GFuel, at a good time. I really do. I think GFuel's growing right now. There's a lot of YouTubers that are focusing on working on GFuel stuff and trying to build their stuff. GFuel's trying to build their brand with like Roman Atwood, PewDiePie, and stuff like that. And I think now's the time. And I think I just hopped on the train with GFuel at the right time, getting my first starter pack and trying it and stuff like that. But I honestly would have not thought that GFuel videos would have gotten me to this point. And I'm excited to branch off into other stuff with this channel. I'm excited to bring some more gaming elements back into it and stuff like that. But long story short, I wanted to thank you guys for the 750, hopefully at this point, maybe even over, because this is going up on Sunday and I'm filming this on Wednesday right now, so most likely we will be past it. So thank you guys for that. You guys are an awesome fan base, and that's it. That's my entire YouTube background. 16 minutes here in the first podcast, and that's all I got for my YouTube background. So we're gonna end the first topic right there. Of course, if you guys want to hear more stories about that, just let me know in the comments below. But I'm ready to move on to talk more about GFuel. So let's talk about some GFuel now. Obviously, you guys love the GFuel content on the channel. So what is my podcast of RHG without some GFuel talk? So I actually do have some GFuel with me here. You guys can actually probably hear the ice rattling around in it. I don't know. It's this whole like deal of like podcasting is so weird because you guys don't get to see. I mean, I could do like ones where you guys could see, but the fact of a podcast is you're listening instead of seeing. But we do have some GFuel with us. Beside us here, we do have got some cotton candy GFuel, which I'm gonna go ahead and update you guys on what my favorite flavor is. It's still cotton candy. I absolutely love cotton candy. I love seeing that you guys are getting cotton candy because of me and because you guys know that I like it. It makes me excited to see that. It makes me excited to know that you guys are like out there trying things that I like and giving things a shot, and it's awesome. And I don't know. And I know a lot of you guys don't like cotton candy, and a lot of you guys do like cotton candy. I love cotton candy. It's still my number one, and it will probably be number one for a while. Also, I wanted to go ahead and say right at the start of this topic, GFuel is currently running a Memorial Day weekend buy one, get one free on tubs. I do believe that today is the last full day that you guys can pick it up. I know that you guys should be able to get it on Memorial Day as well. It ends probably around like 2-3 o'clock on Memorial Day. So if you guys do want to get yourself some tubs, now's the time to get them. Like, you guys remember the last time we did a buy one, get one free for the spring one, I got like 4 tubs and only paid for 2 of them. So right now is a great time to stock up on some flavors. If you guys have been waiting to try some, some of the new flavors like Raging Gummy, Cotton Candy, Twisted Candy, stuff like that, that doesn't have, packets, now's the time to do that if you guys want to. But also keep in mind that like the day after, we are getting a brand new flavor release. So it's up to you guys, whatever you guys want to do with it. I think personally, I think that the value of the 2 tubs versus like the new release flavor is greater. I think that it's a better idea, I guess you could say, and I think that that's something that I would even be looking forward into if I wasn't dropping $40 the next day on roaming out with flavor. So, but anyways, guys, like I said, huge opportunity there for you guys to get some tubs that you guys like. I know that I personally have used the crap out of the buy one get one free sale. I have probably every single GFuel buy one get one free sale over the past year. I have at least ordered one so I could get one for free, and that's how my like GFuel collection has grown as much as it has. But since they put this one so close to the next flavor release, I'm probably not gonna take part in the buy one get one free sale just because I'm not feeling like getting 2 packages. I mean, I'd love to get 2 GFuel packages back to back, but that would be a lot of money dropping on GFuel, and I'm just not feeling it. You know what I mean? I'm just not feeling spending all that money right now. But it's there for you guys if you guys want it. I'm super excited that GFuel's still doing the buy one get one free stuff. I think that it's an awesome opportunity. And honestly, let's just talk about GFuel as a company in general, because they're always doing some kind of special promotion where it's like take an extra 30% off, take an extra 20, 40. You can put somebody's code in that's like 30% off and stuff like that. Granted, they get the revenue for it. But I mean, I feel like GFuel does their business size so good, and like you can like get buy one get one 50 tubs, buy one get one free tubs. Like, it's amazing to me that they can do so many promotions and still make the amount of money that they do just because of how many people actually go for it now. Like, companies growing like to that point, like Sneak and Rogue. I've seen Rogue do like buy one get one 50, but I've never seen Sneak do like buy one get one 50 or buy one get one free, because those companies are trying to grow. They're not getting the popularity that GFuel is, and honestly, GFuel does have the opportunity to do that. I think GFuel right now, I think they have a lock on the market, but also at the same time, I think companies like Sneak's new flavor, that strawberry watermelon flavor is so good, and then Rogue's strawberry kiwi is so good. I think the kiwi strawberry of Rogue's version is better than GFuel's version. I think it might be one of the best energy drinks I've ever tried. Same with the strawberry watermelon, honestly. I would almost reach for those 2 versus some of the other GFuel flavors, and I think that that's something to say for those 2 companies. I think it's helping them. They're growing, and I like to see these companies grow as well, because I like, if GFuel's got competition, like heavy competition, then that's going to push them even harder to bring out more content, or not content. I mean, they're not a video platform, but it's going to push them even harder to push out more product. And I think that that's good for all of us as consumers of GFuel and stuff like that. And also, all these companies give you guys a chance to get sponsored, and that's a big thing as well. Like Rogue Energy, you can get sponsored with them. Sneak, you can get sponsored with them. GFuel, you can, all these companies you can get sponsored with, and that's only 3 companies of all these. There's so many other companies that like are doing this energy drink thing for gaming. It's just whenever I think of them, those are the 3 that stand out in my mind, and those are obviously the 3 that we've taken a look at first. There will be other ones that we're going to take a look at some point on the channel, but for now, that's going to be the only ones that we're taking a look at for that. And honestly, I got notes in front of me for this podcast. I didn't even write any of that in that. That was just off the top of my head, so I'm proud of myself for that one. But what I do want to talk about with GFuel, though, is because I feel like that I don't talk about it enough with you guys. And if you guys are somebody listening to this podcast, possibly thinking about switching over to GFuel from like coffee and whatnot, I want to talk to you guys why I switched to GFuel off of the energy drinks and off of coffee and stuff like that. Granted, I do still have a coffee here and there. When I just went out of town last weekend, I actually had a coffee. Very good. I don't know why, but it tasted like so good. And it's probably because I didn't have it so back to back like how I used to. So long story short with the why I started GFuel thing was because when I went to work, I started drinking coffee before work, like not even just like regular coffee. Like I could get it if it was like, oh, I'm going to have an iced coffee. Like they're not great for you, but they're not terrible for you at the same time. But like frappes, frappuccinos, and energy drinks, like all those are terrible for you. But I like didn't even start drinking like coffee, like out of like a K-cup or anything. I literally would go to work and we sell the Starbucks double shot coffee energy drink things. And that's what I would drink before work. And granted, they're not terrible for you, but like I said, they're not that great for you either. And then my friend kind of started getting me hooked onto Monster a little bit, the red Monster and the white Monster and stuff like that. Those things, I mean, they taste good, don't get me wrong. They're a little bit healthier for you than some of the other Monster options out there, but also at the same time, they are not good for you. Any energy drink in general is not really that great for you. If you're somebody that can't handle like a high caffeine intake, like then energy drinks in general are not good for you. Like then you shouldn't do it. But so that's really the whole reason why I switched. I was looking for something that was a little bit more on the healthier side, that would still give me a kick of energy and stuff like that, and I would know what's going into my body. And because of all the times that I heard Smith Plays talk about it, then finding Electric Shock, I literally just talked about this for like 16 minutes. But that's what got me started into it. And then I got my starter kit, tried the flavors, found a couple that I liked, and the rest is history. Me making videos about it, me actually enjoying it, me finding the lovely cotton candy that I have beside me right now. That's the whole reason why I switched to GFuel. And I think that a lot of people's story is kind of the same thing, just because it's healthier energy. It's a healthier option. If you guys can hear that plane going over right now, I'm sorry, but I live somewhat close to an airport, actually, believe it or not. With all the videos that I make and stuff like that, not having one going over, that's very strange. But yeah, I do live next to an airport. But so GFuel. That's my whole story with switching over to GFuel. And like I said, I think a lot of people's story are probably similar. Some people might have just picked it up off of popularity and maybe seen it around on the advertisements and stuff like that on like social media like Instagram, YouTube. Maybe, a lot of gamers, a lot of YouTube gamers are sponsored by GFuel. So that's also a possibility, When you have somebody that you look up to, you want to do everything that they do. And if they're drinking GFuel, you're going to drink GFuel and stuff like that. But overall, I think GFuel is a great product. I think it does the job. It does the job. It gives you energy, focus, endurance, and I think more importantly is it's a healthier option than energy drinks. It's not a 100% like super healthy option, but think about it. It's got fruit antioxidants in it, and it's got caffeine in it, and sometimes it's got the fake coloring in it. Most of the times it does, but honestly, I like GFuel, and I'm gonna stick with GFuel. And I think that over the year that I've had been drinking GFuel, I think that I can I can tell you guys that since I started drinking GFuel a year ago, I have not had any energy drinks. I have had coffee, like I said, but I've not gone back to energy drinks. And I think that's the big thing right there is, yes, I can drink GFuel. Yes, it's a healthier option. Still not the best for you, but no matter what, I know what's going into my body with it, and I know that it's healthier than the monsters that I was drinking before that. And I think that that's the key thing with that. So moving on to the next thing that I really wanted to talk about with GFuel is Roman Atwood's flavor. We know that Roman Atwood's flavor is coming out this week. Super excited about it. I talked about it on stream on Tuesday. I love how hush-hush they are about his flavor. Because normally GFuel is posting it everywhere, like, a month in advance, like, hey, here's cotton candy. It's coming out later on this month. They're building up the hype for it and stuff like that. And the thing is some people don't like the cotton candy flavor anything. So they're already spoiling it. But what they're doing right now is they're keeping it a secret. And I think it's kind of funny because nobody knows what it's going to be. We all know that it's going to be a tropical flavor, but what kind of tropical flavor? And I think that's really good. I think the whole production of it and the whole way that GFuel is keeping it hush-hush, the way that Roman Atwood is keeping it hush-hush, and on top of that, I think it's amazing how they've been able to do it. Like, with having the flavor around so much and how big deal Roman Atwood is. He has over 15 million subscribers. How somebody has not, like, let's say, for example, have been in the Bahamas while they're filming it and seen him with the tub, like, oh, hey, look, that's Roman's flavor. I'm going to go tweet it out or whatever. Or, like, even in the background of Roman Atwood's videos or GFuel's videos and stuff like that, like, they've shown stuff off from the flavor. They've showed the box, they've showed the cup, like they've showed all this stuff, but they've been able to keep the actual flavor itself a secret and there's not been any leaks for it or anything. Like, I think that's really cool that GFuel was able to do that. I like the whole mystery thing behind it. I like that we don't know what it is, and I'm really excited to get my hands on it. I know a lot of people didn't like the Shaker Cup at first, but after looking at it, I personally love the Shaker Cup. I support Roman Atwood 100% with the whole Smile More deal. And just like that, like the vlogs and stuff like that, you know what I mean? I actually watch Roman Atwood, so you know, coming from a guy that used to vlog a lot, because I had a vlog channel, obviously, we just finished talking about that. I think it's very exciting to see that a YouTube vlogger, is actually getting his own flavor with GFuel. So if he can do it, pretty much anybody can, and I think it's insane. Whether or not his flavor is going to be super good or not, whether or not it's going to be my favorite flavor or not, I'm getting it. I'm going to try to get the collector's box for us so we can take a look at it. And I'm super excited for it. And as far as what I would really want to see from it is maybe like, first of all, I already said earlier on in the year, I would love to see a like banana inspired flavor. So maybe that's it, because I find banana can be a tropical flavor. So possibly, but I have actually found the only single mistake that GFuel and Roman Atwood have made, and it was in the background. I don't know if it was in the background of a GFuel video or a Roman Atwood video, but they have like half of the tub showing, so you can actually see what the tub looks like, and the colors of it are like orange and blue. So what I'm kind of leaning more towards, and what I'm kind of hoping more towards, is it's like a tropical punch flavor. Like Sid actually is the one who pointed that out, that she mixed like tropical rain and something. I've mixed tropical rain and fruit punch, and it's a great flavor. Like, it's a must-try GFuel mix if you guys have not tried it yet. And I would be super excited if that was the GFuel flavor for Roman Atwood, because honestly, I would drink it. I would buy it, and it might end up being one of my favorite flavors. Like, let's be real. If they can put it into a powder, it might even be better than when you mix the two together. Like, if they could be like, all right, this is the flavor, it's gonna be good. Like, honestly. But if it's not that, I don't know. I mean, we'll just have to wait and see, honestly. That's the only thing that we can do. I think a tropical punch flavor would be amazing, because tropical rain's not really a tropical punch. I don't even know what to call tropical rain but tropical rain. It just tastes like tropical rain. Like, it doesn't taste like, I don't know. I don't know. Tropical rain is hard to put a finger on about what it is, but yeah, I'm excited about Roman Atwood's flavor. I know that most likely, as long as it tastes really good and not like caffeine-free orange, it'll not be my least favorite flavor. And I'm going to go ahead and take the time once again to say, I'm sorry to Twisted Candy lovers out there, because I hated on Twisted Candy for the longest time, and I actually don't think it's that bad anymore. Like, I will actually drink a shaker cup of Twisted Candy here and there, just because I'm like, wow, I'm shocked that I actually really like this, but I do, and it's really not that bad. So I just wanted to go ahead and say I'm sorry to all the Twisted Candy lovers out there, and GFuel, you didn't do terrible. I wish that Twisted Candy tasted more like what the image show with it, but Twisted Candy is not that bad of a flavor. Moving on from us talking about GFuel, we're going to actually talk about Call of Duty now in our final topic of the podcast for our first episode. And I honestly don't talk too much about Call of Duty anymore on the channel, because the channel really consists more of Fortnite and GFuel and the occasional zombie stream that I'm just now starting to get back into. By the way, shout out to you guys for being awesome. If this podcast goes up on time, we most likely will have a stream tonight, if this is the night that it goes up. Either way, I want to get this up over the weekend, so you guys do have a chance to get that buy one, get one free sale with GFuel and stuff like that. But anyways, like I said, we're going to be talking about Call of Duty today, because throughout the last week, Call of Duty has came out with some monster news. As you guys know, Call of Duty is made by 3 different developers: Treyarch, Infinity Ward, and also Sledgehammer. Sledgehammer has made Advanced Warfare and World War II. And I'm pretty sure those are the only 2 Call of Duties that they made. They might have been partnered with some of those other ones before they branched off into their own company. But Sledgehammer Games has actually recently dropped, well, I mean, I guess it's more Activision and Call of Duty has dropped Sledgehammer Games from making Call of Duty games. So what was going to be 2020's Call of Duty is actually going to be another Treyarch Call of Duty. And for some reason, people are already confirming that this is going to be Black Ops 5. Now, here we go again. Black Ops 5 news. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know how I feel about the whole Black Ops 5 deal. I love I love the Black Ops series. 1 through 3 were some of the best Call of Duty games I've ever played. But honestly, Black Ops 4 was a complete flop with the multiplayer, with the zombies, with not having a campaign mode. What are you doing, Call of Duty? And then also Blackout. Blackout was okay. A lot of people do like Blackout. I personally am not a fan of it. I'm still that Fortnite guy that likes playing Fortnite, so I'm going to stick with that. But honestly, I don't know where Treyarch is coming from for making a Black Ops 5 because, in my opinion, here's their problem. So Call of Duty has slowly been dying over the years with other games like Battlefield coming up and just better options for that type of game. And honestly, I've stuck around with Call of Duty for the main reason of I have enjoyed playing the Call of Duty games from Call of Duty 4, the original Modern Warfare game, all the way to where we're at now. I have played almost every single Call of Duty since then. I think I have played every single Call of Duty since then. So it comes down to the fact of the matter that I was like, well, I mean, the last Call of Duty that I really liked, because we have gone through an entire cycle with all 3 developers since then, the last Call of Duty that I really liked was Black Ops 3. I didn't like Infinite Warfare, I didn't like World War II, and I do not like Black Ops 4, which is very disappointing to say because Treyarch does make the best Call of Duty games out there. So it's disappointing to me that they flopped on this one. So Infinity Ward, my bad, is the people that are making this year's Call of Duty. 2019's Call of Duty. A lot of people are saying that it's going to be Modern Warfare 4, which if it is, I'm excited. Let's please pray that it has a campaign mode because the Modern Warfare story is just such a really good story that I don't know why they would go without having a campaign mode for it. That's the thing that I personally love about the Modern Warfare series is the campaign. Obviously, everybody loves the multiplayer side of it. Some of the best maps in Call of Duty have come from those stories. So, I don't know. I really like the Modern Warfare story, so I'm okay with them coming out with a 4th Modern Warfare. I think it was kind of assumed that it was going to happen when Treyarch said, okay, we're going to be the first one to make a 4th game in the series, so now they're going to do it. But I'm okay with all that, but the fact that Call of Duty 2020 is going to be Black Ops 5 and we're not going to move on to something else other than Black Ops kind of bothers me. I think it kind of shows that Call of Duty is kind of just going to go with the flow and whatever happens, happens. Personally, I mean, we have to be okay with it. It is what it is. If you guys are a Call of Duty lover and stuff like that, you guys are going to have to be okay with it. And I think that it'll still be the same Call of Duty overall. It'll still have a good multiplayer. It will probably have another version of Blackout if Battle Royale is still a big deal. But the thing that I'm worried about with it is zombies. Zombies has been one of the key elements that has kept me in the Call of Duty games for so long now. And I've loved zombies ever since I first played it in Black Ops 1, all the way to playing it now in Black Ops 3, still today playing it in Black Ops 3 versus Black Ops 4, because Black Ops 4 zombies is not that good, and their problem with it was they lost the character development that we all knew and loved. We all fell in love with the original storyline, and then they tried to branch off and do this new storyline, and I'm going to be honest, it's just not good. It's just not what people wanted. Like, there are 3 maps, I believe, in this new storyline already, and personally, I would much rather play the ones with the older characters. Honestly, the only one that I can really think of off the top of my head that I really enjoy playing with the new characters is 9, and that's the only one so far, and that's really disappointing to me, because I was so hyped about Black Ops 4, so hyped to get into zombies. I thought that the trailer for it looked so good. I thought that leading up to it was so good. The whole idea of having a zombies game on the Titanic, or a zombies map on the Titanic, was sweet. The mansion I thought was a good idea, and I haven't even played Ancient Evil yet. That's how bad that is. But honestly, I don't know what they were thinking with Black Ops 4. I think the problem is they ended a storyline. The storyline that we all knew and loved for 7 to 8 years of playing the storyline and trying to learn new things with the storyline, and they just ended. They just cut it off like that. And I think that's a problem. Therein lies the problem of the death of the zombies community, where it was dying over the past couple years because of not having a new game to play, and you were still playing the same maps over and over, which was to be expected with the 3-year cycle of development and stuff like that of the other Call of Duty producers and game makers and stuff like that. But the problem is now that Black Ops 4 is out, we've all found out that the zombies side of it is not good. So it's almost killed off an entire zombies community. So the thing that Black Ops 4 is going to, or the thing that Black Ops 5 rather is going to have to do, because it's too late for Black Ops 4. I think Black Ops 4 is done. I think that they'll come out with a couple more zombies maps for it. Obviously, for the people that have the Black Ops Pass like me, I think that obviously whatever's done is done, and I know that they believe in it too. I know that I am not happy about this Call of Duty, and I know what they're gonna have to do in Black Ops 5 to fix the problem is come up with more to add on to the original zombie storyline, and I think that's gonna help the whole zombies community to get revamped. I think it's going to help people like me who have the connection to the older zombies games just because of the characters, the development, and also just the entire storyline that they provided for that was just amazing. It was so good, so much better than the new story that they have nowadays. And that story carried over 4 Call of Duty games. It carried from World at War to Black Ops 3. So bringing in an entirely new storyline, I think they knew the risks that they were taking with it, and I think that it failed. I think that they realized that it failed, and I think that it's time to, I think over this next year, because they need to start working on the game like now, which is also something that I want to talk about as well here in just a second, but they need to actually keep that in mind with, okay, the fans don't want the new story. They want the old story. They want the Nikolai Dempsey, Richtofen, and Takio story. That's what they want. We don't care about this new adventure that they're going on. I mean, freak, honestly, I didn't really care about the transit crew that much, even though that they were tied into the original story. So it's literally just those 4 characters, and that original story is what really matters, and it's so good. And I mean, they kind of left it open to them returning to it, and they're backtracking, kind of still showing some other stuff that happened, as we saw in Blood of the Dead and Classified and stuff like that. But personally, I really think that that's what they need to do in Black Ops 5. If they want Black Ops 5 to be as good of a Black Ops as some of the other games, then they really need to revamp the whole zombie storyline and go back to their roots, do the original crew, do all that, and remake, not remake the series, but honestly revamp the series and re-bring up the storyline. I think that that's going to be one of the only things that they can do to really bring that whole Call of Duty Black Ops thing back, because Modern Warfare 4 I think is going to be a good game. Whether or not we haven't seen gameplay for it yet. We haven't even seen the official announcement. Everybody's just saying it's going to be Modern Warfare 4. And we all know Infinity Ward, they are really good at making that series. When they branched off into Ghost, it was not that good. Personally, I don't think Ghost was terrible. I like the storyline of Ghost. After that, Ghost is trash. And then they tried to do Infinite Warfare, which was terrible. They have got a chance here to really rebrand their name and come back with a really strong Modern Warfare game, and I think that's what's going to happen. So I think that that's going to alone revamp the Call of Duty community just a little bit from the people that have the nostalgic Modern Warfare 2, original Modern Warfare, not as much Modern Warfare 3. I think that that's probably the worst one in the series, but I am excited to get my hands on Modern Warfare 4 and see how that's going to be, maybe make some videos about it and stuff like that. But for Call of Duty and for Treyarch to have a successful Call of Duty, they need the zombies community, I feel like, because the zombies is what made the Black Ops line. I feel like without the zombies, I feel like you might as well just not even have a Black Ops game anymore. And I think without the zombies community, you're not going to have zombies. And eventually, if they don't get that figured out, it's going to just be a done deal. No more zombies in Call of Duty. And that's going to be sad because we've been sticking with that for a while now. And it's been one of the most popular games. And it's not even like a game itself. It's like this little side game that grew into like what could be a game on its own. Like they could literally come out like next year and be like, okay, here's an entire zombies game by itself, and people would buy it and people would love playing it and stuff like that. And I know that I would maybe buy that over just the regular Call of Duty game. Honestly, I would buy the zombies game. I'm being honest. But I think with dropping Sledgehammer Games and now going back to a 2-year cycle, it was done in the past. It was always Treyarch and Infinity Ward, just going back and forth between the 2 years, and they were able to do it. But my problem is technology is changing. It's becoming more advanced. They need more time to work on these games. I mean, not a lot of game companies are coming out with big name games every year. Like if one of them off the top of my head that I could think of right now is Far Cry. Far Cry does every year. They do their big, well, not every year, every other year they do their big game. Like just recently it was Far Cry 5. And then the year after that, they release kind of like an expansion deal onto it where it's like a couple years later, but it's still similar to it's still the same story to Far Cry 5. Now, next year we'll see Far Cry 6, which will be a whole new story, and I like that pattern that they do there, but Call of Duty can't do that with the way that they have it broken down right now. So the problem is Black Ops 5 might feel very, very, very rushed, and that's another problem with it. And I think that Black Ops 5 and Call of Duty in 2020 is going to be the big deciding factor for Call of Duty. I think if Black Ops 5 is a complete flop, I think it's done. It's over with, especially in my mind. If I get Black Ops 5 and it ends up being a terrible game, what's the reason for me to go out and spend money on Call of Duty games anymore? Because that's what kept me in the series, was the zombies. So I don't know. I know a lot of people probably feel the same about it. I know that there's a lot of uncertainty going into Black Ops 5 or coming out of Black Ops 4 and stuff like that. We're not even through the Black Ops 4 cycle, and honestly, I've played Black Ops 4 like maybe 3 times. It's just, I don't know, I'm just not a huge fan of it, and I know a lot of people don't like it as much as the original Call of Duty Black Ops games, or even World at War for that matter. I would rather play Black Ops 3, and I think that's something to say. Black Ops 3 came out my senior year of high school in 2015, so honestly, it has held up. It's been one of the best Call of Duty games to hold up, and I think it's going to go down as one of the better Call of Duty games. But the problem is the Black Ops series right now is in desperate need. The zombies community is in desperate need of having their next thing, and they're going to get it. They're going to get it within the next year in 2020. But the problem is it's going to be rushed, and it's probably not going to be as good. And if that happens, you can just say goodbye to the zombies community, and it might ruin Call of Duty as a whole, honestly. But that is just speculation from me. That's stuff that I want to see. I think, like I said, if Call of Duty wants to have their brand redone, Treyarch, if they want the Black Ops series to be good, they have to bring back the zombies that we all know and love. And that alone right there could save the whole Call of Duty game, because then you got the zombies community buying the game, having fun with it, making videos again. I mean, if you look, the zombies community is dead. The Smith Plays doesn't upload zombies anymore. He does Fortnite stuff. Lex really doesn't do Fortnite either now. You know, Mr. T Lexify. You know, the whole Z House that summer, you know, the 2 summers where the whole Z House was together, none of them even worry about zombies content anymore. And it's crazy to think that such a big community from that time is just gone now. So Treyarch has a chance to fix it. Not going to lie. They do have a chance to fix it. It's not too late. They could come out and make a banger game in 2020. Black Ops 5, best zombies we've ever seen. I'm not saying that they won't. But the problem is if they don't, it's going to be the end of Call of Duty, the whole Black Ops series, and it's really going to hurt Call of Duty from that point on. And I'm not dissing everybody that doesn't like zombies, because they're important too, you know, the multiplayers and stuff like that. But I know a lot of people don't like the Black Ops multiplayer as well as they do like Modern Warfare multiplayer, and I've seen people play older Call of Duties versus the newer Call of Duty. Like, think about how many people are still playing Modern Warfare Remastered versus Black Ops 4 multiplayer. That's what I'm saying. See, Treyarch has a chance to fix it. If they can fix it, it's going to be amazing. I'm not even worried about this year's Call of Duty. I think this year's Call of Duty will be good, especially if it's Modern Warfare 4, continuing that Modern Warfare storyline. I think that's a good job. I think that'll help. But if Treyarch wants to light the spark in the zombies community and get sales back up to where they were, then that's what they're going to have to do. They're going to have to bring back the old zombie storyline. And I know I'm rambling at this point, but honestly, I feel like that it's very important, and I wanted to share my opinion with it. I wanted to make a whole separate video on it, but I decided to do it in this week's podcast just because I can really vent about it a little bit more. And that's honestly just how I feel about it, and I think that's a good stopping point. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think about, Call of Duty in 2020 with the Black Ops 5 thing. Let me know what you guys think Call of Duty could do to re-hype that up. Do you guys agree with what I'm saying with how the zombies community needs something? They need, or more so that Treyarch needs the zombies community, because I do believe in that. I think that the zombies community is the heartbeat of the Black Ops games, and honestly, if they lose them, it's done. You might as well forget about Black Ops completely. You might as well forget about Call of Duty Zombies completely. Don't even make new games, because the even more sad thing is you can get on YouTube and more people are watching older Call of Duty gameplay than the new Call of Duty gameplay. And it's mind-blowing. It's the nostalgia thing. It's because people don't like Black Ops 4, and that's the problem. So let me know in the comments below what you guys think about Black Ops 5. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think about the podcast in general, because this is the end of the episode. The first episode of the podcast. I hope that I get better at this as time goes on, and I hope that this gets to you guys as quickly as possible. Thank you guys for listening to this podcast. If you guys did enjoy it, smash the like button down below. Remember to subscribe to see new videos. If somehow I got this out to Spotify as well, thank you guys for listening and following me on Spotify. You guys are awesome as well. Fan base, you guys are amazing, and I can't wait to continue the whole podcast series. We'll have some people on here and there just to talk about whatever topics we decide to talk about, and yeah, that's going to be it for this podcast. So thank you guys for listening. I'll catch you guys in my next video. If you guys are listening on Spotify, if I do have this up on Spotify by then, go check out the YouTube channel, youtube.com/rhammondgames. And yeah, guys, I'll catch you guys in tomorrow's video. Or if you guys are listening on Spotify and you just want to listen to the podcast, that's fine. I'll see you guys in the next podcast. Peace out, guys.